Progressive Era by Melba Ninjari. The period was from 1890 to 1920, when many diverse groups in America launched efforts to reform or eliminate the many social problems resulting from rapid industrialization, urbanization, and immigration. Who were progressives? Women, evangelicals, journalists or writers, who were also known as mucrakers, social workers, experts, professionals, politicians, conservatives, civil rights activists. On a national level, progressivism gained a strong race in the White House when Theodore Roosevelt became president in 1901. In the Progressive Era, child labor was brought to a national level. Therefore, progressive reformers became alarmed at the growing number of child workers. They formed organizations in the early 1900s and devoted to healthy development of children. An example of an organization was the National Child Labor Committee, which hired Louis Hine to photograph children at work and expose their harsh conditions at work. By 1929, every state had restrictions preventing children under the age of 14 to work. In 1938, Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Fair Labor Standards Act, which restricted child labor and continues to protect its workers unto this day. Progressive Era Reforms. Social Reforms. W. E. B. Du Bois, founder of NAACP, he was a professor at Harvard. He focused on the need for traditional liberal arts education for African Americans. He also fought for the rights of Black Americans. Jane Addams was a pioneer in the field of social work. She founded the Settlement House movement through the establishment of the Hull House in Chicago. Hull House was a place where people went to escape their pitiful conditions. Jane Addams started the Hull House as a kindergarten and a daycare. Hull House was a place where children played safely and learned. Hull House became not only a cultural center with music, art, and theater offerings, but also a safe haven and a place where the immigrants living in Chicago's Near West Side could find assistance they needed for coping with the modern city. Margaret Sanger educated urban poor about the benefits of family planning using birth control. Booker T. Washington was a former slave, founded Tuskegee Institute. He focused on teaching African Americans trade skills that helped them earn a living. City reforms. City Commissioner Plan. Experts were hired in different fields to run a single aspect of city government. This includes Sanitation Commissioner, who will be in charge of garbage and sewage removal. A city manager is hired to run each department of a city and report directly to the city council. State reforms include secret ballot initiative, referendum, recall, direct primary. Federal legislation. Newlands Reclamation Act of 1902 encouraged conservation by allowing the building of dams and irrigation systems. Elkins Act of 1903 outlawed the use of rebates by railroad officials. Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906 required that companies accurately label ingredients contained in processed food. The Meat Inspection Act of 1906 was to be done to ensure use of good meat and health-minded procedures. The Help-Ban Act of 1906 made it possible for interstate commerce to set maximum railroad rates. Progressive new amendments. The 16th Amendment granted Congress the power to tax income. The 17th Amendment, which was established in 1913, provided the direct election of U.S. senators. The 18th Amendment, which was established in 1919, prohibited making, selling, or transporting alcohol beverages. The 19th Amendment, which was established in 1920, provided women's suffrage, which means the right to vote.